Welcome to this IS-3 replay on Fisherman's Bay, as you can see, and this match is played by PolestarBlue, and he's featured on this channel before, so you might recognize him. And he played this match a while ago. He sent it to me, but as I said, I had some issues with my graphics card, couldn't record it, so I hope it functions now. And at first, when I watched this match, while Polestar plays well, I thought it wasn't really what I was looking for this channel, because there's a lot of sort of mistakes made left and right, and then after some thinking, I actually thought this is a good example of basically how stuff can still work out despite things being played wrong and tactically doing not too smart stuff. So at the start, I mean, it's not an attack on Polestar, but it's not how I would have played this match to begin with. So Polestar goes to the town on the right together with a KV-3, and the M103 goes to the middle, and personally, I would be where the M103 is, because while this is a nice position to put fire into guys in the town, you basically give up all the control of the map on the left. If you're in the middle, you can actually extend to whichever flank needs help. And at this moment, Polestar is basically caught here. He can put fire into enemy targets, which is good. But should stuff happen in the middle or the left of the map, he needs to take quite a while to get there, and in that time you can basically lose the match or lose a lot of teammates. And at the start it seems that his team is going to handle the left very well. Polestar is just trying to get a shot in, and this guy in the T29 has seen side scraping happen on some of the more famous YouTube channels and thinks it works in the T29, but he doesn't know that you can't side scrape with tanks that have no side armor. So he loses health despite angling, not too badly, but over angling nonetheless. So Polestar is still putting fire in, a nice juicy side of an AMX 120, so puts a shot into that, waits for the reload, and his team is still holding on the left and is still holding the middle. So not too bad, not too shabby. Managed to snapshot a nice shot into the back of that Yak Panther. And now just constantly waiting for the reload. T29 pokes out again with his side exposed, so nice shot. Somehow it tracks him, which is quite surprising, and now the M103 starts to be in trouble. Which is a little bit unfortunate. As we can see, we've got 3 tanks here, but hardly any targets that can be hit, and that is also a problem of this position. If you're here, basically, if the people in the town have half a brain cell, they won't expose themselves to shots from you, and you're basically sitting here like a lemon with no targets, not doing anything, all the while your teammates are dying or catching shots. So Polestar actually moves up, which is the right thing to do in this situation. He needs to be aggressive now, because the M103 won't hold on much longer. I mean, an AMX 120 has a really good gun, so it can basically clip the M103. AMX 120 takes out T37, Polestar kills the T34-100, and then unfortunately the M103 is killed. And he will be a bit upset because of that, and I sort of understand, because while it's not, well, we all rage occasionally, but both Polestar and the Centurion are still full health, and that M103 basically held back, what, 4 tanks for quite a while, which is good, but they could have sort of moved earlier to do something. As you can see, the left flank has basically whittled down to 1 Waffle Panzer and 1 enemy CDC, so they're having a sort of a Mexican standoff over there. So Polestar moves up on this side. They need to take care of this T29, and suddenly the T29 side armor functions, and he bounces a IS-3 shot, surprisingly. But it doesn't save him. So now we've got these 4 tanks on this side. And HP wise it's still looking good. Centurion has still got its complete HP. Polestar also has his whole HP. But now the Waffle on the other side is getting flanked by the Panther 88 and unfortunately will shortly die. And this is what I mean. Just look how long it takes Polestar to basically move to the other side of the map. If the enemy team hadn't been complete idiots at the start, they would have quickly dispatched the other flank and potentially pushed town because they had more tanks. I mean, more high damage tanks, high DPM. Well, not high DPM, but the AMX 120 has really nice clip potential. So, I mean, you get what I mean. Enemy Yak Tiger is still in the standard TD camping bush. AMX CDC was last spotted in the H1 area, Panther 88 in the K1 area. So Polestar basically moves up to try and intercept them. He gets spotted, but does spot nothing in return. That's one of the disadvantages of the IS-3. It has relatively bad view range. But that basically is the only thing that's bad about this tank. In all other respects, it's one of the most overpowered vehicles in the game. Has always been, basically, because Russia, so can't have them not perform. So it has the stellenium side armor that bounces tier 10 shots with relative ease. I mean, it's spaced armor, but you get some really ridiculous values there. And even the front armor bounces quite a lot, especially since they buffed the armor, even though it was the best on tier 8 already. So Panther 88 has relocated. Smart move of him. Polestar tries to get a shot in, but then the Stalin doesn't guide the shell, unfortunately, so he has to move in. And at this point, the AMX 12T was fully capping, and he basically stopped capping. And this is another mistake, not by Polestar but by his team, is to not cap in this situation. You've got 3 tanks versus 4, well, make that 3 versus 3, but it is a spoiler, the Yak Tiger is AFK. If that guy hadn't been AFK, they would have lost this match outright. So tactically, that is the second big mess up in this game. And the third one is that they keep shooting this Yak Tiger that is completely AFK, while you've got a Panther 88 and AMX CDC that you know are actually playing, and are playing quite well, and they're just ignoring them. So they leave the Panther 88 alive to kill the KV-3, and then Polestar sort of finally wakes up, and the M103 is completely losing his shit, and I actually can't blame him for that, because he's right. This is quite bad play from both the Centurion and Polestar. Tactically, I mean, they still do the damage, but you should really focus targets that are actually putting fire in, not the guys that are not actually playing, because then you're just taking too much time, way too much time. So he basically pushes his Panther 88 off the hill so that the Centurion finally gets a breather and doesn't lose HP anymore. That guy was pretty much full HP when they started this engagement, and he's down to pretty much a 2-shot for both of these guys. So here you can see the nice Stalin armor at work. So the Panther 88 can pretty much not penetrate the IS-3 frontally, which is a shame. Well, for him it is. So Polestar takes him out, and he thinks about the Yak Tiger, checks if he's still AFK, and then decides to focus on the CDC, which is the right move still in this situation. Kills the CDC, and then we've got the Yak Tiger left, which is still AFK. So, as I said, I mean, this match basically goes to show that even if you tactically play a match completely wrong, the stars can still align, and you can come out with quite a spectacular result and win. But this kind of play is not really something that will win you a lot of matches in the long run. I mean, position wise it was a bit dubious, and target focus was dubious as well, but still, I mean, PolestarBlue did really carry this match in the end. I mean, he did 5.8k damage and got 1728 base XP, which is a massive amount, coupled with quite a lot of metal. So in the end it all worked out, even though it wasn't as flawless as I usually love to have my replays, but still, I mean, well played match in the end. So hope you guys did enjoy the replay. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.